Hey guys, Level Cap here, and today I've got a weapon review for you. I'll be using the M249 light machine gun. This is a pretty cool machine gun. It's a staple in the US Army, so it's a pretty familiar gun. It's also known as the SAW. And this gun I haven't actually talked about since the beta. Now, of course, everything in beta doesn't really pertain to this weapon, but back in beta this was one of my favorite weapons to use. The high rate of fire and the beta's extremely high amount of damage made this gun just completely brutal for taking down multiple enemies at once. Now my very first clips here, I'm not actually using the foregrip, so the recoil is a little bit higher than it's going to be in the rest of the video. Now once I do equip the foregrip, which I believe is in the next few seconds I'll be gamming with the foregrip, that reduces the side-to-side recoil by 50% and the vertical recoil by 33%. So foregrip on machine guns is it's basically mandatory unless you're running with a bipod. However, the interesting thing about the bipod is that in most situations, the foregrip actually reduces side-to-side recoil more than the bipod. The bipod is really more about reducing that vertical recoil. And at long ranges, side-to-side is a little bit more important, in my opinion, for getting those shots on target. Now, the most unique feature about the M249 is its 800 rounds per minute rate of fire, making it the highest rate of fire light machine gun in Battlefield 3. The MG36 and the M27 IAR both clock in at around 750, but I gotta say 800 rounds per minute is a real sweet spot. It's what the M16A3 shoot at, and if you have that extended magazine equipped, giving you 200 rounds, you're basically going to be putting a lot of rounds in the air and hopefully into your enemy. Now, although the M249 does have the highest rate of fire of any of the machine guns out there, this does not make it the highest damage per second of any of the other MGs. In fact, the PKP, which only has a rate of fire of 600 rounds per minute, outdamages this weapon, because the M249 falls into a slightly lighter machine gun class than guns like the PKP, the M60, and the M240B. At 9 yards or closer, the M249 is going to be doing 25 damage maximum, and the damage will fall off all the way out to 50 meters, where it will do 17 damage. It has a pretty high bullet velocity of 620 meters per second, giving it a range of almost 1,000 meters. So you can shoot at things at extreme long ranges, and you're not going to hit a lot, and if you do hit a lot, you might get a tag here and there, giving your enemy enough time to run away. So this is really a medium to close range weapon, and close range is really where this gun shines. Urban maps and areas with alleys and close quarters are really going to give you a lot of opportunities to catch multiple enemy off guard and take them out. This weapon excels at taking down multiple targets at once. Now, if you are getting used to using this weapon in closer range situations, it's also quite nice to run with C4 to take out those armored targets as well. In fact, it can be quite a fun kit. You don't feel so much like the over-encumbered support class and more like a Rambo-style character running around with your C4 and light machine gun, just running and gunning and blowing stuff up. Now, this weapon is no good for hipfire situations. In a pinch, it can sometimes work, but the accuracy is so bad that you're better off just aiming for your opponent and shooting. You'll probably kill them faster, even in extreme close quarter situations like 5 meters and closer. So if you're comfortable with getting rid of your extended mag and just using the normal 100 round magazine, you can use some accessories like the suppressor or the heavy barrel to help with your aimed fire a bit, and the suppressor will also keep you off of that enemy radar while you're firing your weapon. So this has a bunch of modability to it. You can really work with a heavy barrel or a suppressor and have it work out quite nicely. I prefer the suppressor to keep that vertical recoil nice and low. Now, because this gun is a belt-fed magazine, it's going to take a bit longer to reload than most of the other machine guns. It actually clocks in at the third highest reload time under the M60 and the Type 88 at 6.2 seconds for a reload with or without a bullet in the chamber. So it doesn't matter if you expend your last round, it's still going to be 6.2 seconds to reload this gun. So in summing up the M249, I would say that this is a very good gun. It's capable of dishing out a lot of damage, and it's a lot of fun to use in close quarters and medium range situations. However, it's not going to dethrone my personal favorite, the PKP. Its accuracy at long range just isn't up to par, and the lower damage output per round makes it a more difficult gun to use at long ranges. Now, that might not be an issue for everybody. In fact, there's plenty of maps in this game that are more close quarters than long range, but personally, I like to have a weapon that performs really well at all ranges. And frankly, if you have a gun that can shoot fast and shoot accurately at long range, you're going to have a gun that's pretty decent at close quarters as well. However, there are few weapons that can match the brutality of this gun in close quarter combat. Not having to worry about your reload for an extended period of time is also quite nice and really helps you add up those multiple kills. Overall, I like the gun. I really like playing the M249 and C4 and going in close quarters to get those kills. It really does shine in those situations, and I'm going to be using it more. Hopefully the February patch with the accessory tweaks will add some interesting new behaviors to, say, the heavy barrel suppressor or flash suppressor. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Go hop on a Battlefield 3 server with the M249 and some C4 and try out that combination. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. And I'll see you next time. This is Level Cap, signing off.